Welcome back and Happy New Year. So as we all most like to do when the new year hits or approaching, we like to do a nice little clean reset. And you guys, I enjoyed my Christmas so much. Of course, today's video is going to be a lot of catching up because I kind of went ghost like mid-December because I really wanted to enjoy the holiday in peace and I wanted no distractions and I just wanted to really live in the moment. And when I tell you guys, like, the result of doing that was phenomenal. I mean, I can't even explain how much peace I felt. So we're going to get started by just literally cleaning and putting away all of my Christmas decor in the glam room and just do cleaning today. Eventually, after, this cleaning video and storing everything, then we'll get into Valentine's. Okay, so I cannot wait for you guys to kind of tell me how your holidays went. Please comment below how your Christmas went. Hopefully it went well. If it didn't go well, then hopefully, there's something that you guys can learn from maybe it not going so well and making little minimal changes for next year. And of course, unforeseen events, that's not much you can do about it, but just kind of just be in the moment, understand what's going on, and just really tuning in to what you need during an event that, you had no control over. So here's my little guest, per usual. If you guys been watching my videos, you know how Noah is always just popping up. But he has been so well. He's been on his little Christmas break, enjoying himself so much. So, the last day I went to work was December 22nd, and I've been off until January 2nd. And when I tell y'all I needed that reset, it was like everything for me. So I had a whole ton of time to just be with the family, to kind of just do my self-care like I always do, and caring for myself because, those are two different things. Caring for yourself is different than self-care because you actually tend to what you need and you allow yourself to be able to observe and be aware of the changes that maybe your body's going through, and that could be mentally and emotionally and also physically. So like I said, breaks are very essential. Listen to your body because it is basically signaling to you that you need to rest. So if y'all have watched my last few videos before I took my little break, I was doing my videos a little bit differently because I wanted to prep a lot of people and myself. I am a walking testimony because I, with research, how they use lab rats, there's no such thing as understanding what people are going through or feeling, or even giving advice if you haven't went through similar things. Okay, we get there's educational components to it, but I always like to look at it as book smarts versus street smarts. And when I say street smarts, I mean personal experience on why you can comment or talk about a certain situation. And I feel like you have to be very credible to speak on certain things, or else people are just like, well, you don't get it because you never experienced it, or you don't know what it feels like to be this, that, and that, or whatever. So I feel like, a lot of the things that I talk about, I either experienced through patients, with work, or I have experienced personally. And I mean, that's what helps build my credibility when I speak on certain topics as far as awareness, authenticity, self-caring, and ways to just kind of combat stress, anxiety, depression, and all those other mental health diagnoses that a lot of people do have. So to get back to, like I was saying, prepping videos prior to this one, I was talking a lot about how to combat the holidays and the stress. So y'all, I'm gonna be honest, I literally, let's say last year I hosted Christmas and I went all out. I hosted a lot last year, 2022 or 3, maybe 2022 into 23. I hosted a lot since moving into our new home, and I was doing Halloween parties, Christmas parties. I would have did a Valentine's Day party, but I didn't because of course I was sick. And I'm gonna talk a little bit about how, stress impacts the immune system. But I noticed last year after Christmas, I was sick for probably 14 days. And so since I've been doing a lot of research and reading a lot of literature about, the stress disease connection, right before I was going to host Christmas this year, I canceled on my family, my extended family, because I felt like I needed a moment, and I felt like I needed to say no during times that I usually would say yes. And saying yes for people because I want to people please, or because I don't want to feel guilty for saying no, or protecting their emotions and feelings. So, saying yes when you really don't want to significantly impacts your immune system, which causes that to be lowered, and it makes you more susceptible to colds, flus, and whatever other diseases. So since learning about a lot of that information in depth, I decided to cancel hosting Christmas at my house for my extended family. So while I was gone on a break, y'all, I was really breaking. Like I wasn't like social media break and busy. I was social media break and at peace. I was at social media break and like finding myself, understanding what, Christmas is all about. Because we get lost sometimes. I feel like, we keep going. And with this generation and with the economy and society, everything is so fast paced. Like unless you really stop in your tracks, you will be blind at the things that you either are doing or not aware that you're doing until you really take a huge pause. And I felt like that's what I needed, because I felt like I was just moving way too fast. Like I said, I'm a mom, a wife, employer. I also try to do the social media influencer thing and a whole lot of just other stuff that keeps me busy. And being busy in a healthy way can be okay, but there needs to be balance. And if you are avoiding dealing with real life issues to stay busy, then that's not healthy. So, and I feel like I did a little bit of both. I was staying super busy because it's like I was trying to avoid things, or I didn't really want to deal with things. So, of course, avoidant type personality, I was like, let me just stay busy. Let me just get lost into doing a million other things than facing reality. So back to my experience of saying no when I usually say yes for a lot of, situations. And for this particular one, like I said, with the holiday and the seasons, I said no to hosting Christmas, and I might have upset some family members. But at the end of the day, I just wanted to express to y'all the amount of weight I felt lifted off my shoulders when I said, I can't do this, it's too much for me, and I'm just gonna cancel. Like, I don't know if you guys know a lot about where your body holds stress, and I hold mine in my neck and like my shoulder area. So when I tell y'all, when I had called my mom and told her I wasn't hosting, like probably about hours later, after, of course, you got to get through that feeling of feeling a little bit of guilt and a little bit of, sadness, because you're like, oh, I feel bad and all this. But at the end of the day, hours later, I felt like a release of tension on my neck and shoulders. And I was like, wow, this is literally proof that if you keep on going and saying yes when you really want to say no, how that impacts your physical body. And then, of course, turns into other diseases further than that. But the amount of stress that impacts your body is it's significant. And again, being aware and being mindful is really kind of how you combat that. And that's why I was mentioning before about how last year I was really sick after hosting Christmas, and even after hosting my Halloween party last year, but not realizing it was because of the responsibility and the duty to people please, to take care of everybody but myself during this time, and just making sure everyone's good. And once I realized that, when I tell y'all, after Christmas, I had so much energy this year. Like, I have not been sick yet, and I am prone. Like, December is the month for me to be in bed at least 3 to 5 days. And then, that last week to recover is still, snot and congestion and just allergies. When I tell you I had zero of that, I'm not making this stuff up. Like, it's almost magic, but it's simple, because who would have knew the cure to combating stress or combating any immune deficiencies is just saying no and meaning it and not feeling guilty about it. I mean, y'all, like I said, I read the literature, I do the research, but then I also apply it to see if it really sticks and if it works. And like I said, if I didn't want to believe it, it was proven that saying no, not dealing with that Christmas and holiday stress, it really helped. And another thing, like all of the feedback that you guys were giving me on those videos where I was being a lot more vulnerable and authentic and kind of just giving a lot of feedback on how to combat stress and chronic illnesses, you guys really inspired me to continue this journey of speaking out, expressing, kind of getting that word out there, because a lot of people don't talk about this. Specifically when it comes to influencers, no one talks about the behind the scenes and how stressful it is just to be an influencer. And people forget we have families, we have our own issues, we have a whole lot of things that go on behind the scenes. So, that's another reason why I wanted to just be vocal more about our mental and emotional and physical health, because I'm telling you, like, the numbers are rising in all three of those categories. I mean, and it's kind of scary to say the least. Like, I don't even like to say that word much. I really don't fear much, but the numbers don't lie. And there's a reason why numbers are increasing. So that's another reason why I'm very involved in this research, and I'm very passionate about pursuing, the pain science, neuroscience behind stress and disease connection. Also, the month of December is very, I would say, hectic because, like, my husband and I have our anniversary, and then we have Christmas, and then right after Christmas is 3 days later, literally, is my daughter's birthday, and this year she turned 10, so we took her to one of the indoor water park resorts, and she had an amazing time. And when I had canceled hosting Christmas, maybe like December 4th or 5th, which was around my anniversary, I did that because I was like, I don't even have my daughter's birthday planned. And I was like, she's turning 10 and I want to have a party for her. Nothing too overwhelming, because I didn't want to have to invite so many people, because again, I wanted to minimize the amount of hosting that I did. So her birthday was a success, although that was a little bit of stress, just getting all that together. I also, during that time, I had made sure I stayed aware of my body and how I felt. And I did notice, and my parents didn't came, my extended family did come, just immediate extended family came. But I noticed that with all the running around and trying to make things perfect, I did notice I had a headache. And I don't even get headaches like that. So I was like, okay, did I drink water? And I was like, okay, I did all those things. So maybe I'm stressed out. Did I eat? Sometimes when you're running around hosting, whether, like I said, it's holidays, parties, whatever, you forget to tend to yourself. And then you wonder why, again, days later, you're sick, or you're having chronic pain during the hosting event. So I took time to, do like a body scan and see how I was feeling. And I was like, you know what? I have a headache because I was running around. I was a little bit more stressed than usual because we traveled out of state to go to this water park. And I did kind of low key want to make it perfect, because that's just, something I'm still working on. But all in all, my mom was kind of just like, don't worry about getting the balloons and stuff. She was like, she's having a good time. Sometimes you just don't have to worry about doing too much. And when she said that, it kind of just calmed my nervous system. And I was like, you know what? Right. If I can't do it, I can't do it. Why am I stressing myself trying to provide something that is going to just cause more tension or cause more work for me to do? So when she said that, it was almost like reassurance that everything's fine. She's not gonna, at the end of the day, if I need to, I can do the balloons when we get back home. And, it's not the end of the world. So sometimes you need that person to give you that reassurance, give you that affirmation that everything will be okay. If it didn't work out, that's fine. You always have next year. Or random day, like a random day, just bring balloons and say this is to make up, or this is something I know you would like. And then, you still don't have to feel guilt, I guess, per se, mom guilt, because I know a lot of moms out there, we have that, we feel that, where we just want everything perfect for our children. And, to combat that, like I said, just maybe doing it at a later time, or just realizing that our kids are not even thinking about those little things. Like, they are more so excited about family being there and just enjoying the moment. Like, that's one thing about children. They live in the moment. And so fast forward, then I kind of felt a lot more relaxed. Like I said, I took my time just breaking down all the Christmas decorations. Like I said, I started with my glam room, a little bit downstairs, and I'm going to get in my main bedroom. But I'm not overwhelming myself that, oh my gosh, it has to be down by January 1st, by 10:59. I'm just pacing myself, and I'm noticing that I'm enjoying even the takedown part, which is crazy because I feel like last year I was so in a rush to, hurry up and decorate Valentine's Day, or hurry up and get out to the stores and buy. And I was just like, I am slowing the F down. Y'all, I am really living in old times. I'm just like, I am not rushing nothing anymore. And it feels so good. I told my husband, I was like, through this journey, just for a couple weeks of me just doing this experiment of slowing down and taking time off and taking breaks and not overwhelming myself, I was like, I feel peace. Like, it's a different type of peace, a joy. Like, you know how people say, oh, I want to be happy. It's not that type of feeling. It's a type of, this is longevity. Like, it's a lifestyle change. Like, I feel joy to the point where I can receive love and give love. So with that being said, like I said, I'm just slowly getting back out to the stores. I went into a couple stores and I just was browsing, you know, taking my videos, because of course I do still like providing that type of content for you guys. And I did buy a couple things, so stay tuned because I will be doing a little mini haul next. And then we are going to be decorating for Valentine's Day. Like, the party isn't over. Just minimal changes, specifically going into 24. But I'm excited for this journey, and I just hope you guys enjoyed, you know, this talk, chit-chat with me, updating. I can't wait to hear all about you all's holiday. Sorry, I kind of missed that on Instagram, but you know, nonetheless, I had a great relaxation time, and I wouldn't trade it for the world. Like, I literally was telling my husband, like, last year I took down all my Christmas stuff, so maybe right after Christmas, because that's how, like, tired of Christmas I was, because I was overdoing everything, or even starting early. And this year I'm just like, if it stayed up later, I would still be okay. So I just can tell a huge difference in like stress and anxiety levels now that I have taken this break, and now that I'm changing my reality and my outlook on things. Like, it's just overall I feel less stressed. So, you know, sharing all this to say, hopefully if anyone else is feeling this way, you know, don't suffer in silence, because we all are feeling something. I mean, everybody has their issues, and it's just all about managing it. So if you find any of this advice or any of my stories relatable, then just know you're not alone. Hubby and I also woke up early today and started doing our vision boards for 2024. And when I tell you guys, it was so much fun doing that with him. I was like, I'm so excited for this new chapter, this new journey. And I just hope you guys really just slow down in life, really look at the things that you have right in front of you, because time flies and everything will pass you right on by if you do not become aware of your surroundings. And my room is all clean and ready to be decorated for Valentine's Day, y'all. So again, Happy New Year. I love you guys all. Bless you. I'm sending lots of joy, lots of prayer and peace for everyone who may be suffering at this time. And I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.